In prison there was an unwritten rule. Anyone who tried to escape would be thrown into a tiny outdoor cell barely a square meter wide. In the brutal cold of -40 degrees, they had to endure freezing rain and survive 5 full days. Everyone thought he would die. Yet this man miraculously held on. His iron will even earned a flicker of respect from the Soviet captain in charge, but the officers still doused him with icy water, without mercy. When the man staggered back into his cell, he was horrified to find every pair of eyes on him filled with rage. Because of his escape attempt, the Soviets had cut off food rations for 5 days. Starving and furious, his fellow prisoners turned their anger into ruthless beatings. This was a Soviet prisoner of war camp inside the Arctic Circle, filled with captured German soldiers. Unlike ordinary prisons, there were no fences, no barbed wire, no watchtowers. Even if someone got out, crossing 4,000 kilometers of frozen wilderness alone was impossible. Their fate was sealed. Endless labor in the lead mines, work that broke their backs and stripped away whatever spirit of soldiers they once had. But Givens was different. His eyes still burned with determination, never letting go of the hope of escape, because 14,000 kilometers away, his wife and daughter were waiting for him to come home. One night, while repairing a generator in the machine room, Givens noticed a conveyor belt nearby. Suddenly it hit him. This was his chance. Without hesitation, he climbed onto the belt, slipped off at just the right moment, and dove into a mining cart. He didn't think about what came next. All that mattered was getting out. But within a minute, the cart hit a wooden beam and came to a halt. This escape was over before it even began. For that, Givens was thrown back into the pit for another 5 days and nights. Yet even then he didn't give up. He still dreamed of seeing his wife and daughter again. At that moment fate began to shift. Givens crossed paths with the one man who would change everything. The camp's doctor. The doctor, once a German prisoner himself, pitied Givens and decided to give him a gift greater than life. He told him the camp was filled with lead poisoning. Everyone would eventually die unless they escaped. The doctor had planned his own escape long ago, but cancer left him too weak to act. Moved by Givens' unyielding eyes, he chose to pass the chance of freedom to him instead. He handed over a map, pointed out hidden food caches, and even took off his own sweater to help Givens survive the cold. The doctor had just one request. If Givens made it out alive, he had to visit the doctor's family on his behalf. With the doctor's encouragement, Givens stepped into the blizzard, beginning his 14,000-kilometer journey home. The next day, when the Soviet captain discovered the escape, he stormed into the infirmary. But to his shock, the doctor had already taken his own life. He then turned to interrogate the other prisoners, but not a single one betrayed Givens. 5 days later, the search team returned, reporting that they had scoured 30 kilometers in every direction and found nothing. Everyone assumed Givens had frozen to death.